All right, hello again, everybody. We are back. It's your friend Will. This is the Memory Lapse. And let's see if we can get at least one win with Shota Yasooka's Grixis deck from the Pro Tour. This deck intrigues me because I don't think I've ever lost to it. And yet somehow this guy put together 8 wins with it in a field of what's presumably the best players in the world. It really is a mishmash. This is a keepable hand. The difficulty of winning with this deck was illustrated last round for sure, where our answers were constantly overloaded by our opponent's threats at literally every turn of the game. Let's see, they opt here, so we put them on the Drake's deck of some kind, some flavor of blue-red. Or they could be Jeskai with the opt package like we played. Alright, so yeah, this is probably Drake's, almost certainly. So we'll leave up Syncopate here to potentially grab like a draw spell that they might try to play. Enigma Drake. Just Syncopate that. And I guess we'll get the Watery Grave into play here. And starting next turn, we're going to be drawing cards, which may or may not be good enough depending on what kind of hand they have. I think we kind of are just hoping that they're going to play like a goblin here, and then we'll moment it, but considering that they played the Drakes, I don't think they're going to have goblins in their deck. Alright. So we have some interesting options this turn depending on what they play. Taking 2 is not very scary. Another Enigma Drake. So we could use double moments here, or we could use a Vraska's Contempt, but I think we want to save the Contempt for a future Arclight Phoenix. Either way, against this build, these Moment of Cravings are coming out. They don't do enough against 8 Drakes. Using 2 of them like that's not really appealing. And I think the big question is, are we going to get to a point where we have the time to cast these insights? And this might be the turn if they don't bring back multiple Phoenixes. Looks like they're not going to bring back multiple Phoenixes. They just charted a shock into the graveyard. Playing Discovery. Even here, if we end up taking 6 or 7, I think we have to Insight just to keep the land flowing and potentially find like another answer, a cheaper answer than this Contempt. So we can't just keep Contempting. They got a Phoenix, and then oh, they do have Electromancer. That's good to see. Wow. All right. Well, now I think we are priced into Contempting the Phoenix at least. All that drawing really worked out for them, but that's how the deck goes. We've been on this side of the matchup where your turn looks like shit and then it's amazing. That Discovery really got them there. And we get clocked for 6 here. Crackling Drake. Eldest Reborn, one of them. I wonder why they're tanking here. Yeah. And we can save up this Moment of Craving for some emergency healing if we need it. If they have a way to grow this to 12, we're done. I mean, it's certainly possible with 5 cards in hand. Have they dumped 5 spells into the graveyard, or 6 spells? Though maybe not with only 5 mana available. These are such bananas, these Moment of Cravings. We drew them, almost all of them. And now, weirdly, I think we have to think about keeping them in because of these Electromancers. Do this right now. Before they generate too much more value off of it. Phoenix. What a joke. Oh, we're just dead to the Phoenix, right? Yeah, they just got there. Even with the 2 health, the 2 life gain. They had all the instant speed. And they were playing Maximize Velocity too. I think we want the Duress, the Thought Erasure, the Disinfo, the Eldest Reborn, Contempt, Stroke. I think Blink is too slow against them. Negate is probably not that good. Well, it might be okay. Moment of Craving we don't want. Golden Demise we don't want. Beacon Bolt I think is actually good. Ritual we don't want. I think we can keep Ral because it does answer Drake. And we just need to disrupt them so they can't dump too much stuff into the graveyard. Moment of Craving. Moment of Craving is kind of interesting this match up, but it's not a card that you want to draw multiples of. Maybe it's correct to leave 1 or 2 in. We'll see, maybe we've just radically missideboarded here. Oh. This hand just does not have a lot of the sideboard cards we want in it, but it does have the Syncopate and the Vraska's Contempt. And consecutive land drops, which matter a lot. Honestly, Doom Whisper is a hell of a card, I think. If we can get to it. So I think if they have Electromancer here, we're possibly going to Syncopate whatever they do on their turn. Like if they go for like a Tormenting Voice or something, anything like that, I think we're going to Syncopate it. A Goblin. I guess they're deciding about end of turn opting here. I think that's generally good in their build where they're more all in and they're trying to feed to make a turn 3 Drake, like at least a threat. Yeah. Let's just keep them off of putting stuff into their graveyard and keep them off of smoothing out their draw. Okay, that's not very scary. I could just syncopate this and play Doom Whisperer next turn. Just try to beat them down with 6/6s. And Vraska can tempt anything that gets in the way. They are pretty far away from beacon bolting these down. They left in Lava Coil, maybe. Or they let, probably more likely shock, right? Because they can shock it. This goes to 4, they trade. Take one peek. Alright. Just clear those off the top and be done. Second Doom Whisperer here puts these on lethal next turn. And they'd have to find a way to make this 14. So assuming they have shock, we're really at 12, right? And this is at 5, so... There's an insane amount of honking going on right now, so I'm muting. I think we're better. Or at least it's progressed further down the street. There must be some huge truck blocking the intersection. It looks like we got this one. Flying 6/6 tramplers tend to do it. Alright, so we finally at least put together a single game win. The match win TBD. They kept in all the shocks, so Thief of Sanity is not going to be a good one. Guess we'll just keep it as is. Kind of surprised they kept in all the shocks. Do they not have like anything in the sideboard that is better than that for the control matchup? Now we have turn 2 Thought Erasure. We have Cast Down. They took a mulligan. So we're hoping they don't discard Phoenix here. Alright, so we get to look at their hand. And we get to decide how screwed we are. Discovery, Lava Coil, Izzet. The Izzet's really... I'm kind of lean towards the discovery here. So I do think we have answers to Niv-Mizzet between Rao and Eldest Reborn. We'll see. This could be famous last words. But yeah, I think we have answers to Niv-Mizzet. That Lava Coil is kind of a brick in their hand. Let's keep putting pressure on them. If they discard land, they just get further away from Niv-Mizzet. Ooh, they actually have the Black Splash. Enigma Drake. Just cast this down. Untap. Raoul and plus. Now if there's still 2 red sources off from Niv-Mizzet. Disinformation Campaign. I think we just want to draw. They discard Niv-Mizzet. It's just land? Oh, 2 drakes, okay. Oh, but they're missing the red source. Alright, cast down. Plus with Raoul. We don't even really care what they have on their turn here. If they rip the red source, it's not even that good. With Eldest Reborn, we're ulting. Yeah, like they really can't win, right? So now we just do this. We draw 4 cards, we kill their Drake. I think we don't even attack here, honestly. Yeah. All right, well, we got one. That was exciting. I like to get a win. And it felt pretty good. Actually, that matchup felt in general pretty good, I have to say. Once we got the Moment of Cravings out of the deck, this deck is actually pretty good. I mean, going 1-for-1 against blue-red is a lot better than going 1-for-1 against green-black, I think, in general. So we'll take that win, put it in the bank, and we'll try to come back in the next round with another one. And until then, please, I hope you've been enjoying, and if so, consider subscribing to the channel, helping me grow this thing, reach more people. Leave a comment, give me ideas on how to sideboard. I'm really in the dark with this deck in general. I think I'm doing did an okay job that game for sure. If we want to be result oriented, we won the sideboard games at least. And like the videos, because that's just a nice thing to do on the internet. That's it for this one. We will be back again shortly with the next round.